Building a Gundam model right now. This is a master grade endless waltz heavy arms. If you don't know anything about Gundam, this is from a series called Gundam Wing, which is considered to be one of the absolute worst of all the series. And then they capped off that series with a movie called Endless Waltz, which is what this is all about. And that's considered to be one of the worst movies in the Gundam series. I myself particularly really happen to like the ship design, the mobile suit design. Think it was always really cool. Heavy Arms is just, it's just give this big robot a fucking boatload of guns and put him everywhere you can. So anyways, this model you get what appears to be a manual. Looks like it. All in Japanese, of course. Always useful. All your parts. Where do we even start? It looks like let's see here. Getting us used to laying out all the parts. There you go. Part 1, build the body. So I need model frame E. That's C1, that's F. G, H2, A, D, XB, E. Here we go. Okay. So Gunpla is very interesting because it's possibly the most Japanese thing that there is. You have all this extremely laid out plastic skeleton stuff you snip out and snap together. You're buying a toy, but you have to make it yourself, and it doesn't do anything. How about that? Okay, we'll get our little snips out here. So 1 body. E27, 28, and 24. And XA21. Shit. And of course, parts just fly off. Just try to get those little extra bits of plastic that come off the frame to go with you. XA frame, you can go off to the side here. We needed 24, 27, and 28. 24 right here. Okay. That one came off much more cooperatively. There's not too much of the rough stuff on there. That's all I need from there. Right. That's the one I need. 28 right here. I usually like to use the back of the snips on the side of the material, the side of the part that's being removed, so that you get a nice flush cut if you maneuver it correctly. Go. And that is a tip I learned from making Warhammer 40K figurines. You may see that these snips are actually nice and flat all the way through on the back, and then you just would get a curved cut if you cut with the other side. So, you know, the smoother these get cut out, the better they fit together, the better everything fits together. And I need the pilot in there. B6. A. B. Some kind of ties in here or something. 6. There we go. That's H1, that's most of the weapons, that's probably not till later. And then, yes, so we're going for number 6. And this is the pilot, or operator, of this particular Gundam model. I think this guy is Duo Maxwell. The series apparently is hated because it's incredibly grim and shallow, and started a bad trend in Gundam series that's called Pretty Boys with Problems. Essentially what happened is there's a bunch of copycat series based on the success of Gundam Wing, where it didn't need to have a good story or a moral about war or anything interesting about it, as long as there was kind of a boy band group of guys who were all conflicted. PC 3. Right. Is that it? All of this unpackaging we have to do before we can even put anything together. Keep these all together. Keep those together. Okay, so first of all, we get E27 and 28 together. Before we even do that, we put Duo in the cockpit, which this is probably hard to see. You have the little white pilot that is actually surprisingly modeled. He has a little swoop of hair to match his character design, and he just has a little tab on his back. That will put him directly into the slot on this seat. And there you go. That's the whole function of Gunpla, is that it just snaps into place and stays there. And that's all you gotta do. And that makes a toy that or figurine or whatever you want that lasts for a good while. Next, we have to put this piece here. Is that the right way? No. This larger barrel sort of housing. I see. So that's how they snap in. That goes, let's see, 828. Flip it around this way, orient it like a drawing. This goes on the back with the hinge going inward. Come on. There we go. That's much better. Probably get that sort of close to flush. And that should, oh. I have to get the pilot seated in here. And I assume, yeah, he faces this way. Okay, come on. That tab at the end doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. And that's just your little half of your pilot's cockpit right there. In the tradition of good sci-fi design, Gundam pilots are like in the very center of the mobile suit, which makes way more sense than ever putting them in like the head, like you would see in Voltron or something like that. At least that's the typical design for mobile suits. There we go. And that's our first piece right there. Oh, and not only that, I have to put PC3 on the back of this. But where? Doesn't look like it attaches to anything. There we go. It just snaps on. Okay. Step one out of the way. Now we have to pick out a whole nother selection of parts. For step 1-2, which you'll see here, which is building some other small component that'll eventually help bring everything together. So let's see here. Need frame XB, XA. That's the only two. XB and XA. I already have those here. I don't think so. There's XA. And here is XB. Is there two of them? There is two of them. They seem to be a copy. Maybe that's spares if you need them or something. That one can go down there. Okay, now we need parts. Oh. XB1 and 2. Looks pretty good. Okay. XB1 oriented with the hole up towards me. XB1 oriented like so, goes into this hole, it seems. It's actually sort of a crude instruction. This is only supposed to go in so far? It might. Huh. Oh, and you're supposed to do this twice. So it needs a little trimming. Now again. XB2 is this one. XB1 appears to go in like so. That's something I like. Shit. Well, okay. That's about as close as it needs to get. And then we got XA25. 22. 25. Here we go. Oh, how am I going to snip this off? This is tricky. Lots of connection points here. No. Good. Does the piece look good? It's okay. Sometimes you just get these little scrapes. It's a little bit of leftover. All right. 25. And these things will fit on here. Interesting. So looks as though this needs to be parallel to each other so that that can fit through there and that this can slip onto here. Huh. Maybe I got that one wrong. Closer. Let me close this up a little bit. Okay. So we got this little knob right there that this hole needs to get onto, and then that little strut needs to go through. So why does we do that? This is upside down like this. Oh, this is probably like the leg assembly or something. What way? Okay, so that is facing inside. Okay, come on. Come on. This doesn't want to work with me. This doesn't want to work with me. Trying to be difficult. Trying to be difficult. So this is supposed to sit up in here. No problem. There we go. It's just not tight enough on there. Where does this need to be? Because this ain't sitting down all the way. There we go. That's better. It's probably still not quite as on there. Little space. Little space. There we go. Alright, that's probably as close as I can get it. Maybe a little push with these fuckers. Okay, and then the other one. Come on. Now, which way does that go? This needs to get pushed down a little more too. It doesn't like that. Okay. Alright, hands are getting a little sweaty from the lights. Here, I've been on set before, you know how it is. Oh, that's jammed in there. That's all wrong. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, okay, that's all backwards. Okay. Real pain in the ass. This part is. Yeah, it definitely needs to be set in harder. Come on. Ooh, it doesn't want to go in. There it is. Just takes a little elbow grease, a little thumb grease. You gotta hear that snap before you know it's good to go. Okay. All right, come on. There it is. All right. I can't quite get this one seated as well. Let's try to push it down. Come on. No progress. Might be good enough though. Alright, now we need XA20, which is this little one right here. And you'll see how this one is kind of laid out, where you have little nubs right here, and then the actual connection plastic begins. So you have to be very careful not to cut off the parts that are actually intended to be used. Because if there's a little stub or something anywhere, it's probably going to be used to snap onto something else. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing out on any chat. Real quick. I'm going to make sure this one. Real quick. Okay. There we go. That's making sure. Alrighty. Now, where was I? Okay, XA20 and PC2. PC2 right here. This is even more extreme, where you have very delicate little bits of plastic. You can already kind of just wiggle this off if you wanted to. It's like a loose tooth. But you still want to hit it with the snips if you can. Because really, if you leave it with rough edges or little bits of plastic, if you try to just take it off by your fingers, eventually that all adds up and it won't fit together all that well once it's a finished product. So now let's see, where are we? XA20 and then PC2 just goes down in the bottom. There's a little chute right here. Looks like this just is supposed to fill that in. And there's little tabs you gotta line up with some slots here. There they go. Push it in. Probably till it's flush or as close as you can get it. That's pretty good. Now we're on step 1-4 where we're going to combine all the parts we just made. So 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3 will all be smashed down into each other. So with X20 facing this way, pilot's chair goes down in the middle, and you can see that little channel we filled in. This will snap down into it like a Lego. Let's make sure everything's all lined up. There we go. And it's not quite cooperative. Doesn't quite want to sit. There it goes. Sometimes the fact that all this is so precise, this kind of can mess you up, you know? And then 1-2. This part goes over right here. Now, oh, I see. Okay, it doesn't want to sit in there. It doesn't want to snap together. Now, why would that be? Well, it's starting to go. It's starting to go. I'm trying to get everything lined up. Oh, hello, Freddy. I see. It's because this is not seated as much as it should be. And that's causing a problem with everything else. Sometimes the price of all this precision is that shit will not work all that well if you don't do it right. There we go. Just gonna move that piece out. It looks like it's backwards. Looks like it's on there backwards. This has got to come off. Come on. Why does it not want to rotate? There we go. Oh. I guess it's not supposed to. No. Come on. Come on. Oof. Damn. Yeah. That got installed the wrong way. Hey, make one fuck up. You're going back a couple of steps. And that's the name of the game with this thing. Gotta have a better prying tool, screwdriver or something here somewhere. Maybe I can try. Where's the pen? That's a brush tip. That's not going to work. Let's try to push this through again. Come on. Now you want to come back out? Oh, does not want to do that. Got a little bit out. Maybe it's enough to move it. Oh, it does not want to come back out. All right. I got some pliers over here. There we go. Okay. Some schmutz on the tip here. Come on. Well, that's the pro tip for today, is to use pliers. Something goes wrong, you have a little part like this, use some pliers. Yeah, that seems to be right. Or did I just make it worse? Yeah, I made it worse. No. Yeah, that's all right. That's not fixing it. Oh, hi, Freddie. Yeah, say hello to Freddie, everybody. Freddie's going to be very helpful throughout the course of this assembly. Okay. Stop, Fred. Hmm. No, that's not it. Okay, there we go. That looks much better. Oh, thank you, Freddie. Thank you for being so sweet. Well, you helped me out. What a good boy, Freddie. Okay. Now, let me get back to, let's see, so 1-2. These little nubs are facing back, facing towards me. Pilot's facing towards me. Comes down over the top. Everything should snap in together. Should. I'm being hopeful. There you go. And that made a very nice seal. So the way these work, this is essentially the chest, and this is the throat. The head will sit on top of this. Just gonna push it down, snap it on. And I think the head is coming up pretty soon. Next step is 1 dash, continuing 1-4. Okay, E, A, and F are the ones I will need. And I have none of them with me. Time to change gears. There's E. A. Where's F? That's D. That's I. As I said, this is possibly, Gunpla is possibly one of the most Japanese things ever because you're just tortured for wanting to put this toy together at every turn. There's a lot of junk to throw away. All these plastic bags, all these frames. They'll never have any use in your life ever again. The box that comes in, it's all a bunch of junk. Okay, now let's get our parts together. A24 and A18. And 18. 24. 19. So I'll just show something I did right now. You can get overzealous with the snips. You might take part of it and leave it on the stem before you take it off. Not quite showing up, but there's a little whiff right there. And that can just mar the look if it's an external part. A lot of these parts are kind of internal when you get scuffs on the outside that you can't cover up with things like decals or paint or whatever. It just doesn't look good. Okay, done with A. Just E9 is the only thing I need from E. E9 right here. Did I get all of it? I don't think so. All right, F36. That's the only thing I need to get. F36, where are you? 36. And just give me 1 second. Just had to promote it real quick. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. All right. Now we take one of our previously completed parts, and we'll be adding to that. E9 and A24, some sort of seat going into some sort of pod or bay or something, or eject seat, or I don't know, just fits in. Regular piece. And that, oh, where does that go? Aha! Which direction? Hold on a second. There we go. However that's supposed to be orientated, I don't know. And then put F36 on there. Bottom of this. There we go. It should snap on. Shouldn't it? Huh. Now where? Let's see here. No, I don't think it's meant to slip over this part. Is it? What am I supposed to be doing here? Okay, there's clearly some tabs that are supposed to mate up. Or it sort of rides on a slot sort of deal. Hmm. It appears this just does not want to go on. Apparently this is supposed to fixture this in some sort of way. These slide into these slots that are on the bottom here. And those help to lock it in. Is that what we got? Doesn't look like it. Vaguely. That doesn't really work. That's weird. This is supposed to fit onto here. In some fashion. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Definitely have to have this part on first. Well, let me see if we take this thing off. No, not that way. Oh, whatever way we can get it off, let's take it off. Okay. Let's see if this will slip on any easier. It does seem to stretch itself a bit. So it is lined up on these tracks. And then I suppose you have to work it on until it snaps into place, which requires a little more force than these models usually ask you to apply during construction. So that's throwing me off. And this goes in here again. There we go. Another great thing about these models is that they don't require any glue. If you've ever done Warhammer or 40K or whatever miniatures game where you have to make your own miniatures, you know how much gluing is not fun. It's messy, takes time, just kind of sucks in general. This is sort of more of a connects type of situation. Fuck, where did that go? There, it's in the printer tray. Good thing I have these pliers. Oh, there you go. Got it back. This thing just does not. Just doesn't like it. Doesn't like it. Make sure this is on the wrong way. Correct way. There you go. No. Already kind of getting in the way. How far on is it supposed to go? Is that good enough? Does that fit well enough? No, it has to get higher for it to fit onto these slots. Looks like it has to snap into place at some point. Doesn't want to help me out though. And again. Will this even do it without? It doesn't want to. It really doesn't want to. Why would that be? Stumped. It's frustrating. And it's going under. Is that what's pushing it off? So where am I going wrong here? Nope, and it's off track. Okay, maybe I just gotta push fit it in until this other one can do what it does. Maybe they just tension each other into place. Ooh, that doesn't want to do it. That doesn't seem like that's on right, but it fits. Looking at the illustration here, it seems as though this is actually what it's supposed to be like. You can see that there's little slots here, and I thought the tabs are supposed to fit in that. There's some other slots here, and they're catching little tabs pretty well, actually. And it seems to be holding together very firm. So I'll take it. That was a lot of fun. And I need A19. Oh, maybe F25. I've got F on me. That's F, E, '19. And A19. This is the first time I've gotten 3 relatively good sized parts together. Once you get bigger parts, it gets a little more fun. It's the real small detail work that'll just really get to you with these things. Okay. Now we're on to 1-5 instruction. 25. E19. Going together like this. These appear to be some of the little chest mounted machine guns that Duo uses. This is upside down. And those sandwiched together. And then probably get them a little closer. You'll see sometimes you just press fit some parts together. Sometimes you'll get some gaps in there, and you really got to squeeze those out because that will just destroy some of your fits later on. A19, backwards, tabs up. This facing this way, and put it straight down. And let me actually use these pliers to smash out some of the areas that won't get together all the way. Bottom's harder to tell because you don't have a regular seam to just look at. Okay. We got these little tabs in the middle here. And that's what these little yellow bits will be connecting to. Okay. A little gap. Let's try to squeeze that out. Doesn't really want to go much closer than that. Sometimes, ooh, and marred it up in the process. Sometimes you try to get it too right. It's not the right move. Part A23. Let's go there. Okay, A23. There you go. And that goes onto the front here and goes into those slots I had previously thought were for the other step. I think we got to move this down a little bit. Let's get it in here. Make sure it's all lined up. Looks good. Ooh, that snaps together real nice. That sounded good. A little more light. Ooh, washed out. And then we will add our gun here. As I thought, chest-mounted machine guns. Ooh, and that just fits into the middle there just right. And oh yeah, you just feel a nice immediate snap, and you know it's right. And that's the chest right there. so you can get an idea of how big this is going to end up being. It's about 6-7 inches tall. I had mentioned earlier that this is a master grade Gundam kit, and for instance, I have another one here to explain what master grade means, what the grades are. You'll see this one's another Endless Waltz. This is Death Scythe. I'll make this one next time. You can see this little gold MG right here, and that means master grade. Master grade is about the highest, most detailed, and largest looking of the Gundam sets that you can build. And they cost a pretty penny comparatively too. And especially since I'm using old out-of-print ones like Gundam Wing, which is already a 20-year-old series that never had sequels or spin-offs or anything like that. So they don't cost a ridiculous amount, but it's a couple bucks to do it, to get into it. I myself started out doing Gunpla in junior high. There's a store I'd play Magic at, buy comic books at, and anime and stuff, and they would sell the lowest grade kits, which are called the 144 scale kits. And those are a lot of fun to build. It's the same principle as this, and they're the best way to get started. And I moved up to high grade and master grade and stuff like that. And you know, I've actually kept all of them. I still have them all the ones I built from back then. They all actually have held up pretty well for being 16 years old or more, you know, and surviving multiple moves and stuff like that if you pack them up right. And they make great fodder for your desk, or if you have a display for collectibles and stuff like that. Gundam models are just a lot of fun. So it's a good hobby. But let's see here. What else have we got? Move on to the next part. We finished 1-6. And now we need frames F and B. F and B. Where's F? Alright, so we need F 27. 27 is this little figured donut thing. And then B. Do I even have B out already? Okay. B11. So now what we do, looks like we're dressing the top of the head for dressing the top of the torso to get the head attached. Is that in there? I didn't hear a snap or anything, but I think it's good enough. Okay, and this part is sort of the head swivel. This little lip here, that's facing the front, and goes down on top. There we go. And you'll see there's little lines on here, and those will kind of allow you to know where the right alignment point is for the head. Okay, now next, F29 and 26, which go together. There's multiple 26s. Well, I'll just do one at a time. I assume there'll be another one later. Oops, 26. No, man, 29. There we go. Shit, where'd it go? Didn't even hear it drop. Oh shit. Ah, boy. Is that it? That is it. And these just get put together normally. Aha. Ah, it looks as though it's telling you to do this particular step more than once. So let's say we're doing the left shoulder first. 29 and 26. So we're dressing the shoulders now. And another 29. And I hope this one doesn't fly off again. There we go. Snap that down on here. And then we get D9 and F38. Oh boy. D number 9. Ah, yes, may as well cut out both. D9 and F38. Where's 38? 38, here we go. Okay. Get both of these on there. Which way? Okay, a little more progress. Now we're going to get into some big boy steps here. A 9 and 13. I don't think I have A with me. No. This A and E are the only ones I'll need for the next few steps. Okay. Okay. A9 and A13. And 9. Okay, let's just take care of these two parts first. So, now part of the challenge of doing this is orientating which way parts are supposed to go. It just doesn't always make a lot of sense. There we go. That's how it's supposed to go. This. Now, where is that supposed to go? Interesting. I see. I see. And can we make it work? Aha! I got it. This is a tricky one. You're supposed to put this in there and then kind of wedge it through so that this piece can go and fit in. Doesn't quite want to though. I think you have to kind of slip it and nope. Nope. Doesn't want to do it. There it is. Literally all that is to do is just to make sure you have blue stripes on the front of this chest piece. What a pain in the ass. And then, okay, E18. Okay, and then just E18. What's inside of here? And then what does it do? Does it just fit in? Looks like it. Okay, just sandwiches in, no problem. Pretty satisfying. And you got E10 and A27. Where's E10? E10. Hope I get the right one. It's two of the same. They seem to be flipped, unless that doesn't matter. Okay. E10. These holes go in here. Simple enough. Come on. Okay, and then A27. Alright, now where does this go? On the bottom, there's a tapered bit, and that goes down. Aha. It's not quite sitting flush. I don't know why that is. No. It looks like there's a little nub on here that's causing it to not quite sit right. Sometimes you just gotta try to shave it off with one of the shears of your scissor here. Because this one is a very tight fit that we're working on right now. I might need some sandpaper, but I think we can make it work. Usually the idea too is you're not supposed to need tools other than the snips to be able to build one of these. Sometimes it's just not how it goes though. Okay. This looks better this way. And so it looks like there's some gaps. I'm gonna try to put it on here. I think it's about as good as it can go. All right. Okay. There's that part. I see. Now, this will get assembled onto this side. You'll see there's a little clasp here and a little hinge here. What that does is it gives you decoration for the chest piece that is supposed to flip open to reveal these chest-mounted miniguns. It's starting to come along a little bit. Now I have to do the exact same thing I just did with the other side. Okay. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Come on now. This part kind of sucks. It's just getting this little piece in here. That's like impossible to do. There's no right way to do this without fucking it up. And just like on the other side, all we're trying to do here is put these little blue lines into the back of the chest piece to give it a little color. I say that like it was my idea to do it, but I mean, come on, it's a set. It's Legos. It's already thought out. Okay. I'm gonna check some text messages. Okay. There we go. That looks better. All right, next step again. A10, A27. That's right. Now this one, got to be very careful about cutting it out. Check this out. A little rough, but it's pretty good. Alright, and this is the same deal. This goes on here, I think. Hold on. Did I skip something here? That's right. EAT. Yeah, E17. This side. And then this goes on here. People talking. La la la. Talking. Now this one doesn't want to stay put. Doesn't want to go in all the way. Is that just a pliers issue? Is that something? Is there something wrong somewhere? Okay, this little pressure helps that out. Come on. Okay, I think that's all that. Sounds like my wife's coming home. Got the other. There, ooh, the chest looks good. And then, blow. Got the strap. Got the roaster right in the chest, right in the vest pocket. All right. Next is actually a very short, comparatively easy part, which is the head. Step 2. B, C, I, E, A. B, C, I, E, and A. Alright. I. B. This is C1, not C. Looks like the right one. Let's see. Is there another C in the building? G, H2, XB, H1, P, E, XA, and yeah, I suppose G and H2, yeah, C1 must be it. All right, let's get the parts. C14, very tiny part. Probably going to need a very precise cut on there. Okay. You can see sometimes the parts you're dealing with are just like nail trimmings, tiny. There's just nothing to them. That was B10. There it is. And then also, you know, this part, we have to put these together. Shows you just how tiny some of these detail parts can be. All right, orient this the correct way. Ah, I see. This is like the chin piece coming out. Classic Gundam design. Hi, honey. Hi, socks. Okay, imagine this is like a slot kind of piece. I'm not actually looking at the directions right now. I just want to intuitively go by how I think this is supposed to go. That looks like it's good. You can see a little red goatee part there. Okay. Get the eye part out of here. There's literally one part for this eye frame. Frame letter I. I don't know what it is. It looks nice. Looks like the nicest, ooh, toughest actual plastic in this whole set. Oh, this looks like the eyes of the Gundam. E23, where is he? Right here. You'll notice that these are all semi-color coded, though lots of parts will share the same color, but that will actually be a great help the further you progress, and you'll figure out the parts pretty quickly actually. E23. There's 23. Here we go. Yes, Freddy's always hungry, dear. Okay, let's check.
Where's my boy?
My boy? Bowie?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I gotta pick him up.
Whoops.
Whoops. Lost track of time. We'll be fine. I'll get him in a second. Get him right now. Get him when I feel like it.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, how's your day?
That's fine. How's yours?
Good.
I really like my audiobook.
Oh, good.
It's a good one.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm learning all about Persephone right now.
Persephone
And Hades.
and Zeus. Your boy Zeus?
The homeboy Zeus.
Yeah, I know you know all about that Zeus.
Yeah, I learned all about, well, technically I really haven't learned all about Zeus. But
You started.
I started. He has daddy issues.
Yeah, really. Those don't come up in Greek plays very often. That's weird.
Oh, I'm so tired.
I am lit tired.
I am a little tired. Take a lap. And then shoot this.
And then shoots your fucking missiles. Is that how this goes? This doesn't look fully snapped. There we go.
Snap.
There we go. You have that little eye part, which is, of course, supposed to be the eyes of this head. And the chin.
What are you making? Oh, your Gundam.
My Gundam, yeah. My damn gun. Okay, come on.
I gotta go pee.
Alright, you go.
Oh my gosh, I'm having such a crazy day today.
Did you now?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
This is packed. This non-stop. I got snowed.
You got snowed in?
Yeah. It's Mama's still here.
Oh, the sock's still inside? She didn't bail
I
already?
didn't bring her inside.
Oh, you didn't bring her inside?
She's outside now. Oh, there she is. Hi, Mommy.
Yeah, there she is. Why don't you bring her inside?
Because she's happy outside.
Well, you're not happy if she's not inside.
I just want to see where it makes her happy.
Whatever.
Hey, yeah. Blackness. My dark lady.
Bruce! There we go. Pretty sure that's fitting in like it's supposed to. Alright, and now we've got most of the head built up. This looks pretty good. Next, C. 13, we don't even have C. Oh yeah, we do. $13. Aha. C13, where do you go? Up on the head. Where's the fixture points? Aha, this way. No? Seems a little more pressure to coax it. It'd be on one good piece. Why don't I look at the box? Let's see how it's supposed to look. Ah. Aha. Nope, I think this is not correct. This is probably
So
not.
how long have you been working on your Gundam, honey?
I don't know.
Oh shit, that long?
I don't know, yeah. It's been a little while. I don't think anybody's watching. Let's check.
Oh, so I'm supposed to be watching.
Nobody. No comments, no nothing.
No, nada.
No nades.
No, not these lonely.
Shit.
You broke it.
No. Don't talk to me like that.
You don't need my negativity.
I don't need your negativity. Don't be cursing me.
Hi,
It's just not easy to get parts of the head off of this guy. It'll just kill you. Trying to get that back apart. Oh, come on now. Okay, come on.
Honey, did you change the refrigerator filter?
No, I thought you did.
Why would I have done that?
I thought you did it last night. Because I was trying to change it, I asked you where
But I didn't know if you figured it out or not.
Well, you never texted me back or you never asked me last night.
I forgot about it. So those are new, right?
It looks like they're new, yeah. I was trying to get the air filter off and I couldn't figure it out. It's like it says turn to the counterclockwise. I was trying to do that, wouldn't cooperate.
Okay.
I'm crying. You think I'm lying? Okay, let's go back a step here. Yeah, no, I is incorrectly. It is. That was worthless. Uh-huh. Okay, let's get the head back on, I guess. I did not want to, it really didn't want to get flush in there. But why? To get this all together. It just doesn't want to be in one piece. Okay. Now, that part should go here. What in the world is going on here? Okay. Is it that it's rotated wrong? Is that it? Doesn't look like it, yeah. Ah, piece of shit. This does not want to cooperate. Is that it? Is that it? It's like a bison. I think that's it. I think I got it. Alright. Then 17 and 28. All right. You can see the head kind of came together. It's okay. But now I get to really do what Gundam's all about, which is this. Ah, these crowns. Put them on every Gundam, these antennae crown things. And they're completely ostentatious and great. And then you get the little mohawk part of the head design. That's also a staple of Gundam. No problem. Head's done. That's a good stopping point right there. We've got, come on now, the head and the body. Head and the torso, at least. Primarily done. There's other stuff to do, but that's how much you get for this much time's worth of effort. How great is that? All right, signing off.